And for practices that are working with the hygienists using ultrasonics, I think we're either going to have to provide an assistant or some way to be able to use high volume evacuation while those scalers are being used. I also think that we may see in restorative dentistry the trend going back to using dental dams, because that really controls the aerosol. I think there's
Oh,
going to be
that green thing that you put in the mouth and
yeah,
okay.
exactly. We used to call them rubber dams, but they're not made of latex rubber anymore because of latex allergies. But yeah, I think it's our world has been forever changed in terms of producing aerosols. Absolutely.
Wow. I'm sure there'll be a
Yeah.
lot of funny memes on that on Instagram about using rubber
Oh.
dams again.
Well, and it could very well be that OSHA and the CDC say that we have to wear N95 respirators whenever we're doing aerosol producing procedures. That will make everybody in dentistry flip out, because they're so hard to breathe in. They're very warm. You have to do fit testing to make sure it performs or creates a good seal around your face. It's just it's going to be crazy. It's
And
absolutely going to
imagine
be.
and another good question. I mean, it's really not the right time to talk about it, but the cost of it, right? Right. So
Oh,
all the masks went up from $3 a box to $7 a box. Now they're $40 a box, and there's so
yeah,
much going on. The good thing
there
is when
is.
it's like so the N95 is almost, what is it? We were looking at the numbers today. I think it's $50 a box or $47, and prices do go up and down
Right.
within a week short of span. So I don't know if they will ever go all the way down, depending on if we bring the manufacturing back in the United States and all these different things that will affect it. But
Yeah.
if we are required to use N95, which is what, at least 5 times more expensive,
Yes.
I think that's a lot. I mean, a lot of people will be raising that question too.
Well, absolutely. And when we're not really able to raise fees to accommodate that, but then maybe that's something that some of um, the benefits companies are going to have to look at, that they've never allowed us to have a separate fee for infection prevention and control procedures, but they may have to do that now, because this is going to be a significant increase in our cost. But I just wanted to say a couple of things based on your comments. One is that there is this perception that most of the face masks are manufactured in China or outside the US. The largest manufacturer of face masks is actually, it's Crosstex, which is now part of the Hugh Freedy group, and they're in New York. They're in the US. They're the world's largest manufacturer, and they do make N95 masks. And another very large manufacturer, Medicom, is in
Mm-hmm.
Canada. So
Mm-hmm. Really good
North
company.
America has a lot of good resources. But what several of the suppliers have told me is that they have increased their prices because they are having price increases passed on to them from the manufacturers.
Okay.
And so it's kind of a supply chain thing, but that the intent is to, once the supply is more plentiful, to lower the prices back. Now, whether that will happen or not, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's, that remains to be seen. But the other thing is, and one of the reasons why we have a lot of shortages, is that some of these manufacturers are looking at, okay, where am I going to sell these at the best price? And it might be that the best place to sell some of the N95s right now has been in China or Italy. And if they're willing to pay more money for them, then that's where they're shipping them, rather than keeping them here for our healthcare system here. So,
It's
it's crazy. This
so
is
interesting. Yeah.
completely unprecedented.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are questioning what affected such a price hike on the masks, and if it's the same mask, if it's the same
Yeah,
thing.
it's supply and demand.
Exactly.
It's just like people out there on the internet selling hand sanitizer for $79 a bottle. It's crazy. It is crazy. One of the scariest things that I have heard and seen on like Facebook posts and chat rooms has been a recommendation from some people that they think it's okay to take their level 3 face mask and spray it with disinfectant so they can reuse it.
Hmm.
And that is like the worst thing you can do, because once a face mask gets wet, then the filtration protection is gone, and it will actually act as a wick to bring in um, contaminants. So that's the worst thing. And then some people are saying, well, they put them in the sterilizer. Well, it gets damp in the sterilizer too. So you are compromising those masks. Many dentists have called and asked, is it okay if they just have their employees sign a waiver that they will work without a face mask? And that is not acceptable either. If you don't have face masks, you shouldn't see patients. Simple as
Yeah.
that. We can't put ourselves at risk. There's too much at stake here at this point.